episode 1, both base. Who's stronger, Himawari or Shikadai?
Sorry, what? Say it again for me. Episode 1?
Yeah, episode 1, part 2 of Boruto. Who's stronger in base? Do you believe Himawari? Well, her base pretty much has the Byakugan, but the Byakugan Himawari versus Shikadai. Who's going to be stronger? Do you believe?
I think Shikadai. Episode 1.
So after 3 years, you think Himawari wouldn't necessarily
my
lead?
bad. I'm talking about Boruto, the anime episode 1. You're talking about like post time skip.
No, yeah, post time skip. Like how strong are these characters going to, or how much are these characters going to improve over the next 3 years? So episode 1 of part 2 of Boruto, who's stronger?
Okay. Well, I think the answer I would like to go with would be Himawari. However, that would be based on like the writing, right? Like right now, I know she wants to be a ninja. She's trying to like throw some punches and kicks in her front yard in the anime. That was cute, adorable. But punch and a kick does not a god tier combatant make solo dolo. So I would need to see like an effort to like train her. And this is the reason why I think they should come back with them still as kids in part 1 within the manga, and then set that up so that when we go into part 2, we won't have any questions about it. It'll be, hey, at least we got started on her training. And I think that could be really good. So I would say Shikadai, because he's a shinobi. He's a chunin now. He should be a jonin by then. He is an established warrior in this universe who has been putting in the work. Himawari has potential, immense power, but no one seems to know about it but Damon. You have no indication that Damon will let anyone know about this or has an incentive to. Outside of him wanting to fight strong people, could be the case, but we don't know. We're making assumptions. But the point is, there's more assumption with Himawari than there is with Shikadai. So I'm going to go with Shikadai, but my heart says Himawari. My head almost says Himawari too. And I think honestly it'll be Himawari. But based upon the current circumstances, I'll say Shikadai.
All right, I like that. I'd probably opt to say Shikadai as well, because I'm kind of like with you. I don't necessarily fully trust the board to write Himawari the best way that she could possibly be written. But in my personal opinion, if we're talking about ceilings, like she has one of the highest ceilings going into part 2 of Boruto, because of what Damon said. Like I say this all the time. Well, I said this a lot this podcast. I wouldn't be surprised if part 2 of Boruto comes in Himawari's all of a sudden like Kage level. Like, wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, like I think we're on the same page with this one. Like in terms of potential, like raw untrained power, you're already stronger than Jigen, maybe even more. That's what does training do for you beyond at that point? That's insane. So yeah.
So free game, what you think?
Oh, he's doing the grocery thing with.
My bad. Oh yeah, my bad. I didn't even see the chat. Damn. But the super chat, this is an interesting one. I don't know if this is like an actual topic, but this is elite. This is the first time I'm seeing it. My guy, my 2X, he says, "Do you think Boruto Himawari going to be the new Sasuke and Itachi?"
I think I got that question on a few streams ago. But what do you think, Bar?
I'm gonna opt to say no, and the reason why I'm gonna opt to say no is because I believe that at a certain point, there's going to be a lot of people that do believe that Boruto is a good guy. Now, I don't believe it's going to be the overall consensus, but because Himawari is going to be extremely close to Boruto, well, because Himawari was extremely close to Boruto and they know a lot of mutuals, I think she's probably going to get the hint where, hey, Sarada's saying it, Sasuke believes in this, and there's a bunch of other people that are believing this, especially if I hope so. They get Shikamaru on board. Yeah, I think eventually Himawari will hop on board, but I don't necessarily think that Boruto has like the foresight to do what Itachi did. Like I don't necessarily think that he'd do exactly what Itachi did. I think he'd be a lot more nicer. He'd possibly make it a lot more coded to Himawari.
You there, free game? Perhaps not.
I am. I had to wait for the garage to close. I'm sorry. I'm here. I'm sorry about that.
You're fine. What do you think about the super chat question? Yeah.
As far as Himawari and Boruto being like the new code, and hold on, my bad. The Sasuke and Itachi, I think is real interesting. It would add another dynamic to Himawari's character. It would give her like a goal to reach. Like she wants to get stronger so she can kill her brother. That would be fire. Like that's something that's a side of her we've never seen. We always seen like the little sweet, smart, not sweet, smart. I'm sorry, the sweet, gentle side of Himawari. Like only like flashes we really seen that beast come out of her, but if she has something to fight for, I think we'll start seeing that power come out of her. And what better power for her to gain to be to get her mom and dad back? So I think that'll be a fire. I think it'll be fire. I like that. I think that's a good comparison. I never even thought about it before. So yeah, I like it.
Nice. I think if you view it from Himawari's perspective and you remove any outside influence like a Sarada, which wouldn't make sense to not include her, like turning Himawari to the right side of things. But if you wanted to like exclude all of that, I can see the similarities to where in this instance Himawari would be Sasuke and Boruto's Itachi. Not necessarily Boruto does what Itachi does, because he didn't, but omnipotence through omnipotence, it can appear that he does, obviously. So Boruto packed up their father, their mother, killed them, not just packed them up. Remember, this is important. He didn't seal them from their perspective. He killed them.
Yeah.
So he killed their parents and then like ran off, right? And then
Yeah.
Sasuke joined them. So now Himawari sees this and she rages out. Now she wants revenge and she's all emo and stuff. Emo Hima, that's crazy. So, but again, like Bara said, it doesn't make sense. I don't know if you said that, but you said something that I agree with.
I didn't catch
Like,
that. I'm glad.
Sarada would just let her know. Like Sarada, like what is Sarada doing all this time? Just like I don't know. What a boomer say? Whistling Dixie? I don't know. Use boomer terminology. I don't know what she's doing all this time, bro. So yeah, she has to like go to Hima, let her know the truth, and then Hima is not going to like what not believe her. Like that's crazy. Now, if Sarada's abilities with her Mangekyo, like some people have been theorizing that she can break omnipotence, and that's the only reason why Sasuke was able to like put the obvious clues together on his own, or with the help of the Mangekyo. Because it seemed like Sasuke said, even though I'm questioning these things, like the ability of omnipotence, it's constantly trying to like make me not. So maybe her Mangekyo freed him from that. Excuse me, interesting. Then but I would say no. But I like the comparison though. It's a cool comparison. But no.
Oh yeah, I would
I
definitely say
like
no,
that.
but I just think it's a cool idea.
It definitely is a cool idea. And to be honest, like I see a world if we again going doing this again. Part 2 starts. Am I surprised if Boruto comes to himself and believes that hey, maybe it is a better thing if Himawari does believe I'm a rogue guy and now Himawari's gonna get stronger and have more incentive to kind of like quote unquote protect herself because she does want to become strong enough to beat Boruto. It's possible. Let's be honest. He is following around Sasuke, and Sasuke did see how that kind of affected him with Itachi. Uh, is it completely out of the realm of possibility? I wouldn't say that, but I'd say I'd still err on the side of I think that Boruto is like completely different. Boruto's been vowing his actual like personalities or what he likes and his values and stuff like that. His shinobi way is Nindo for like the whole entire part 1. That's just not in Boruto's character.
Yep, I agree.
Hey,
But
no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
what? No, I was just about to say because a bit earlier we was kind of basically talking about how strong Himawari could possibly be post time skip. I kind of use Shikadai to kind of gauge of a power like part 1 of part 2 of Boruto. Who do you think is going to be stronger in the first episode, Himawari or Shikadai?
I would say Shikadai.
Yeah, we kind of got there as well.
Yeah,
We
I
kind
would
of
definitely say Shikadai. I would give it to Shikadai. Sorry, people opening and closing doors, so
Yeah,
I'm like giving half thoughts.
it's almost like they're. I don't know if they're. I don't know. Continue.
No, go ahead. My bad. Because I got cut off anyway, so I don't remember what I was going to say. I just know I said Shikadai.
I was just gonna say. I think I really do need to look into this But it seems like 1 minute the shadow jutsu doesn't work. 'Cause I know like there's variations of like the shadow possession, shadow strength, shadow stitching, blah blah blah. So it seemed like 1 minute it works, like shadow paralysis, but then the next minute it doesn't. Like it just seems odd. Like Kawaki can absorb it with karma 1 second, but then like a stronger version of Kawaki can't, and he's like bound. But then Mitsuki also like held his hand. So it's really interesting in terms of like scaling power, I guess. Momo at the end of part one in the anime was able to like flex out of the paralysis jutsu of Shikamaru. So, but my point is, I think the shadow jutsu got an amp, so I think that will also aid in Shikadai's, being top tier post time skip. He'll have wind style, and maybe he'll combine some variation of his mother and his father's jutsu. I just think he has a lot to work with. Plus, he's brilliant, man. And in this verse, it's not all about power. Sometimes tactics, most times strategies and tactics prevail. So, yeah, I think Shikadai's that dude. And last thing, every single time Boruto goes up against Shikadai, he gets packed. Every single time. Every single time he gets packed up. 1v1 in the tuning exams, he got packed up. He had to cheat to get out of that. Even teamed up with Sarada versus new Inoshikacho, to be fair, he got packed multiple times. So absent of karma or whatever, like that dude can't beat Shikadai. It just hasn't been the case. So he's like 4 in Shikadai or 0-4 against Shikadai. So yeah, Shikadai all the way.
Definitely, because
Yeah.
just like you said, like this series it has more to do with strategy and like how intelligent the person is who's behind the jutsu rather than the jutsu user. So yeah, I definitely think that Shikadai will be top tier by the time we get to. Isn't he already a tuning?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely Shikadai over Himawari, definitely yeah. But Himawari is gonna have that glorifying moment in the.
Yeah, she's gonna have her Gohan moment for sure.
Oh yeah,
That's crazy. Like Boruto gonna be a Genin like his dad forever, bro. That's tragic.
definitely.
That's sad.
Yo.